So in this video, I'm going to share with you breathing exercises you can use to help relieve anxiety and even stop panic attacks. Now, I actually was a sufferer of anxiety and panics many years ago when I was at university, and it was a very stressful time going through the finals, and I would get the common symptoms, that tightness in your chest, like not able to breathe properly, feeling like you're going to faint, dizziness, palpitations, like you're going to have a heart attack. And actually, a lot of people actually, when they get to that point, do feel sometimes like they're having a heart attack, and that can further reinforce this panic and make it even worse. So it's a good idea to have a tool in your toolbox to relieve that before it gets too extreme. And in my own case, I've had such bad panic attacks that I've actually thought I was going to have a heart attack and gone to the hospital and had an EEG done, and everything was fine. And you don't want to get to that point. So I'm going to give you a tool to help you do that. However, if it's something that's quite common and it's happening often for you, then you really want to do what you can to actually look at the cause. What is causing the panic? Is it a rational cause, or is it irrational? Like a rational thing could be that you haven't paid your bills and you need to find a way to pay your bills, and obviously that's going to give you a sense of anxiety, especially if you're going to have your house repossessed or something like that. Or is it something completely irrational, like do you have an overwhelming fear of spiders, or anything, any kind of irrational phobia? And there are ways to resolve those. But this video is going to be really focused on breathing techniques you can use to stop you from getting into that real anxious panic state where you may feel like you're having a heart attack. Okay, so you actually may already be familiar with a very common technique that they would use. And actually a doctor would use this quite often with a patient who's suffering from panic, and that is breathing in and out of a plastic bag. And the reason for doing that, it could be like a paper bag, it could be a plastic bag, but the idea of it is that you are constantly inhaling in carbon dioxide. So when you breathe out carbon dioxide. When you breathe in, you normally breathe in oxygen, but if you are breathing into a bag, you're going to be constantly inhaling in the carbon dioxide. And what the carbon dioxide does is it acts as a vasodilator and a bronchodilator. And by doing this as well, you also stimulate something called nitric oxide, which is another dilator. Okay, and this will actually help you regain the balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide, which is super important because you need the right balance of carbon dioxide in order to get the oxygen off the red blood cells and into the cells where it needs to go to produce energy. Now, one of the reasons why we feel lightheaded when we're having a panic attack is because often we breathe fast and we hyperventilate. And this hyperventilation means you breathe out all the carbon dioxide and you breathe in more oxygen than you normally would. And what that does is it disrupts this balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide. And you need the right amount of carbon dioxide, as just said, in order to get the oxygen off red blood cells to where it needs to go. So therefore, if you breathe in more carbon dioxide, by breathing into a bag, for example, what's going to happen is you're going to saturate yourself with more carbon dioxide, and this will correct the balance from hyperventilating that's been going on. And because carbon dioxide is a vasodilator, it relaxes you, you generally become more calm as a result, and your parasympathetic nervous system switches on. So that is actually one simple technique you can use to relieve panic attack, is just breathe in and out of a paper bag. However, say there's no paper bags around or available and you're getting into that panicky state. We can actually use the same mechanism, understanding the science there, to use techniques that we can use at any time, doesn't matter if you have any props or not, to help you stop a panic attack or relieve anxiety. So if you think about it, the principles are we want to raise carbon dioxide, okay? And we want to stimulate also the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the opposite of the fight and flight response. It deals with rest and digest. Okay, so one of the simple things you can do to help you do this is to extend your exhalation very slowly, like imagine you're breathing out through a small straw. Okay, so what you do, say you start to feel that nervousness, panic, you breathe in to your belly through your nose. You must use your nose, okay? In through your nose, into your belly. So imagine your nostrils are in your chest, or in your diaphragm. So you breathe in, and then into your chest. So your belly rises, then your chest, and your lungs are actually in your back region. So imagine you're inflating your back, and then your belly, and then into your chest, like this. Like you're inflating a whole balloon, okay? And then when you get to the top of your inhale, you just extend your exhalation. And breathe out very slowly, like you're breathing out through a small straw. And you can say in your mind, I am calm. I am calm. And just repeat that mantra over and over. Okay? And you'll see stress levels calm down. And you could even use a heart rate monitor and also see your heart rate starts to drop as a result, which is a signal that you're getting more calm. Okay, so you could do this experiment yourself, and you can see how your heart rate goes down. So I'm just going to actually show you that right now as a demonstration. So here I've got a pulse oximeter on my finger. This measures my heart rate as well as the oxygen saturation. But the thing that we want to really pay attention to is the heart rate. So if you see here, this is my heart rate. So pay attention to that number. You don't need to worry about this number here, which is 98%, which is my oxygen saturation. That's not relevant for now, but this number is very important, my heart rate. And you can see now that I'm kind of normal, average heart rate, and I'm gonna now imitate somebody who is suffering from panic by hyperventilating, and you'll see my heart rate goes up. So usually when people are a little bit panicky, they start to breathe into the chest through the mouth at a faster rate. Okay, so like this. You see my heart rate significantly going up. It's almost at 100 beats per minute. So now I'm going to do my technique. So breathing in, through the nose, into the belly. Then out through the mouth, extended exhalation. There you go. So I went up to 100 beats per minute really quickly with just a bit of hyperventilating, which shows you what hyperventilation does to your nervous system. Okay, it stimulates sympathetic, you produce adrenaline, you get panicky. I felt very lightheaded, and now you've seen what extended exhalation does at just bringing things down to normal. Okay, so I'm going to give you an extra technique that you can use that will also help you if you're suffering from panic. Okay, and this is adding in an extra dimension of rhythm with breath retention. Okay, so let's hyperventilate again and show you again a demonstration of what happens when you hyperventilate. And breathe in through your mouth and into your chest. Okay, now this is risen the heart rate, so I'm going to breathe in. And this time make a tone. Hold your breath. And then when you get the first urge to breathe, breathe in. And repeat the tone. Now I'm nice and balanced, back to normal. And you'll see my heart rate will start to calm down, relax. And you can say mantras in your mind as you're extending your exhalation, holding your breath. I am calm, I am relaxed. And what that will do is, all that carbon dioxide you breathed out, by holding your breath, it will give it a chance for that carbon dioxide to rebalance itself and for the oxygen to go to where it needs to go. And that will just relieve the panic and actually make you feel quite nice and good as a result. So that's two methods you can use. So you just saw in that quick demo the dramatic effects of hyperventilating, breathing through your mouth into your chest, and how quickly that raises your heart rate. Now, if you're somebody who is a mouth breather and breathing into your chest, and you're working under stress all day long, then this is actually going to raise your heart rate and actually give you more of a risk of getting anxiety and panic. So having a few minutes in a day just to slow your breathing right down, extend your exhalation and breathe through your nose is going to help you also prevent panic and anxiety. However, you also saw the dramatic effect as well of extending the exhalation and even using breath retention in the same technique, and also tones and mantras. And when you start to play around with this, because some things will work better for others, you can actually make your own method of calming yourself, lowering anxiety and relieving panic attack, the one that suits you. But the key principles to understand is that when you hyperventilate, it can cause you to breathe out too much carbon dioxide. We tend to hyperventilate, breathe faster than normal, under stress, and we become chest breathers. So by understanding the principle that when you breathe out too much carbon dioxide, you get oxygen stuck to your red blood cells. This causes constriction, tension, all the symptoms associated with panic, and it stops the blood flowing effectively and the oxygen going where it needs to go. So slowing breathing down, raising carbon dioxide, and also extending your exhalation, because when you breathe out, you lower your heart rate naturally. These things, by understanding them, will help you create your own method of relieving panic. But that was just a few simple examples with some proof, evidence of how they work. Now it's up to you to go out, test them out yourself, and hopefully you'll never suffer from the horrible effects of panic and anxiety again. Also, if you love this video and you want to go deeper, we have a free masterclass that you can click on the link below this video that goes into the science in a lot more depth. You can also subscribe to this channel. We have much more content being uploaded all the time with tips like this, and we'd love you to be subscribers so that we can deliver you more value. Much love, positive energy, peace.